The tail and the snarler. Liam Cole had been on many planets, but this one felt different. The air was thick with unknown scents, and the ground pulsed slightly beneath his boots, like the heartbeat of something ancient. This was planet Orcs 9, recently discovered, mostly unexplored. Liam had been sent as part of a small science crew to collect data, but today, he was alone. He wandered further than he should have, following a strange trail of glowing flowers. Each step felt like walking into a dream. The jungle trees curved in strange ways, almost forming arches over his head. It was silent. No birds, no wind, just silence. And then he saw her. She stood near a crystal-clear stream, her back turned to him, tall, graceful, not quite human. Her skin was smooth and dark with silver lines like tattoos glowing under the sun. Her body was humanoid, but her arms were longer, and a long, sleek tail moved slowly behind her like a living rope. Liam's heart raced. Ascension alien, first contact. He raised the scanner carefully, trying not to startle her. The device beeped softly. Temperature, life signs, unknown DNA. Everything said she was alive and intelligent. She hadn't seen him yet, or maybe she had and didn't care. Liam took a cautious step forward. Still no reaction. Curiosity pulled him closer. He knelt down, aiming to scan her tail, which seemed to be emitting low-frequency signals. It might be the key to understanding her biology. His hand hovered above the tail. Just a light touch, he thought. The moment his fingers brushed it, everything changed. The alien spun around faster than Liam could react. Her eyes were golden, sharp, and full of fire. She let out a deep, animal-like snarl, not just angry, but furious, offended, dangerous. Before he could move, her clawed hand was at his throat, not enough to cut, but enough to warn. "You touched my tail," she said, her voice low and guttural, with a strange accent. Why Liam froze. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm a scientist." "I was only—" She didn't wait. With a sudden force, she shoved him backward. He stumbled, but didn't fall. The alien woman turned and began walking quickly toward the jungle's deeper edge. Liam stood there, confused. Was that it? Was he lucky to be alive? Then she turned her head slightly and looked back. "Follow me," she said. Liam blinked. "Why?" "Because now you are part of it." "Part of what?" She didn't answer. Against his better judgment, Liam followed. He couldn't explain it, but something in her voice, in her eyes, told him this wasn't a simple misunderstanding. She knew something. Maybe about this planet, maybe about him. Either way, he couldn't walk away now. They walked in silence for a long time. The trees grew thicker, their leaves shifting colors, blue, then green, then almost black. The light dimmed. Liam's scanner kept buzzing, picking up energy readings he didn't understand. The deeper they went, the more unreal everything felt. At one point, he stepped on a root, and the ground seemed to breathe beneath his feet. Not move, breathe, like it was alive. "Where are we going?" he asked. Still no answer. "Are you taking me to your people?" "No," she said softly. "I have no people." Liam felt a chill. "Then what do you want from me?" She stopped walking and looked at him. The anger in her face had softened, just a little. "You saw what you were not meant to see," she said. "You touched a part of me that is sacred. Now, I must show you why." Before he could speak, she grabbed his wrist, gently this time, and pulled him forward. Her touch was cold, but her grip was strong. They moved faster now, through narrow paths Liam hadn't noticed before. The trees seemed to open for her, and close behind them. After some time, they reached a clearing. At the center stood a tall stone structure, not natural, built. It looked ancient, covered in moss and glowing symbols. The alien woman released his hand and walked up to the stone wall. She touched one of the symbols. It lit up, and something deep underground began to hum. Liam stepped back, heart pounding. "What is this place?" he whispered. She looked over her shoulder. "It is where your people first came, long before you knew it." Liam's eyes widened. "What are you talking about?" She faced him, her golden eyes glowing in the dim light. "You think you are the first human here," she said. The ground shook lightly. "You are not." The pathless forest asterisk, the forest was nothing like the world Liam had trained for. On his first night in the unknown, it didn't get dark, not truly. Instead, everything glowed. Faint blue pulses moved through the trees like silent veins of energy. The leaves gave off a soft shimmer. Strange spores floated through the air, like lazy fireflies, blinking with no pattern. like they were watching. Liam Cole couldn't sleep, not just because he didn't know where he was or who the alien woman beside him truly was, but because the forest itself was alive. Not metaphorically, it actually breathed. Every now and then, the ground under him would rise and fall slightly. Not from wind, not from footsteps, but like something enormous lay beneath the surface, sleeping, turning, exhaling. He sat with his back against a root that had shaped itself like a chair, not made by tools, just formed that way, on instinct. Maybe for him, the alien woman hadn't spoken since they left the stone ruins. She sat across the glowing clearing, eyes closed, tail curled neatly around her side. Her face looked calm now, almost peaceful, but Liam knew better. Her claws could crush his throat in seconds, and something told him she still might, if he asked the wrong question. He looked at his scanner, battery dying, data corrupted. The readings made no sense. No wildlife, no temperature, no electromagnetic stability. The machine was confused, or scared. Liam whispered to himself, "Why me?" "Because you touched the tail," her voice answered. Sharp in the silence, Liam jumped. She hadn't opened her eyes. "You said it was sacred." He replied carefully. "It is," she said, still not moving. "It binds the past to the present, and now it has bound me to you." "That sounds like a threat." She opened her eyes slowly. "It is a warning." Before he could speak again, she stood. Her movements were fluid, graceful, like liquid shadow. "Come, the forest is shifting." Liam stood, brushing glowing dust from his clothes. "Shifting? It does not like outsiders, especially not twice." She started walking. No clear path, no direction, just forward. Liam hesitated, then followed. As they moved, the trees seemed to lean closer. Their trunks curved strangely, like twisted bones. Bark peeled and regrew. Once, Liam reached to touch a vine, and it hissed, retracting like a snake. "This forest, it hates me," he muttered. "Not hate," she replied. "It remembers." "Remembers what?" "Others like you. Humans?" She didn't answer soon. Liam realized something terrifying. They weren't just lost. They were walking in circles. The clearing came into view again. He recognized the same bent branch he had touched hours earlier. "We're going in loops," he said. "We're trapped." She tilted her head. "The forest is testing you." "Me? Why not you? I belong here." The ground suddenly trembled. Louder, stronger. The glow under the soil brightened. Veins of energy pulsing red now instead of blue. "What is that?" Liam asked, backing up. "It is waking up," she said. Liam's single quotes as heart pounded. "What is waking up?" She turned to him slowly, her golden eyes reflecting the red glow. "What sleeps beneath this forest," she said, "was buried by your kind." Liam stared. "That's impossible. Humans have never. You've been here before." She cut him off. "Long before you had starships. Long before you had names." His blood ran cold. The shaking stopped. The silence returned. A low sound echoed from deeper in the forest. Not a growl, not a voice. Something older, like stone grinding against bone. She turned sharply. "Run." Liam blinked. "What? I thought you said run." She took off into the trees, and Liam had no choice but to follow. The forest behind them split open, roots tearing upward like claws. Something dark moved beneath the glowing soil. Something huge. They ran for what felt like hours. Branches slapped Liam's face. Roots tried to trip him. Shadows moved just beyond his sight. To fast, to quiet. Finally, they reached a steep hill, and she stopped at the edge. Below them, a dead zone. No glowing plants, no movement. Just black soil and ancient stones carved into strange, impossible shapes. "We go there," she said. "You just said the forest was alive." Liam gasped, trying to breathe. "What is that?" "The place even the forest won't touch. So now we're running toward the danger." She looked at him, serious and cold. "Yes, together." They climbed down the hill and crossed into the black earth. The moment Liam stepped in, the glow from his boots faded. His scanner died completely. No sound, no air movement. It was like standing inside a memory of silence. The stones here had symbols carved into them. Not alien. Human. "These are English letters," Liam whispered. He brushed dust from a slab and read aloud. "Project Cradle. Phase 1 property of Unified Earth Command minus 2120." To his stomach dropped. That was over 300 years ago. He turned to her, voice shaking. "You said humans had been here. Why? What did they do?" She didn't blink. "They woke something," she said, and left it behind. The whispering ruined silence in the dead zone was unbearable. Liam Cole walked like a man drifting through the wreckage of his own memories. Except they weren't his. The ruins beneath his feet hummed with old pain, like the place itself. Remembered what had happened here. The black soil cracked with every step. Strange symbols, half human, half alien, twisted across the stones in patterns that made his eyes hurt. If he stared the long dot behind him, she walked without fear. Her claws tapped softly on the smooth stone. Her golden eyes scanned the ruins like she already knew them, like she had been here before. This place, Liam said quietly, wasn't just a research site. It was something else. She didn't respond. They passed what looked like the remains of an old outpost wall, mostly collapsed. Faded metal still carried human markings. A scratched logo on a rusted plate read, UEC, Cradle Division, Exogenesis Project, Site. Zero. Liam crouched to inspect it. Cradle Division, this wasn't a colony. This was an experiment. She nodded once. They came to play God, and left when their God spoke back. Liam shivered. What does that mean? She didn't answer. Instead, she walked toward a stone platform at the center of the ruin, circular, ancient. It gave off no glow, no warmth, only pressure. Liam felt it in his skull the moment he stepped closer. A hum. To low to hear, but impossible to ignore. The platform pulsed. Liam grabbed his head. What is that sound? Not sound, she said. Memory. Whose? Everyone's. Liam fell to his knees. A sudden wave of images crashed into his mind. A lab, a screaming child, a creature growing in a glass tube, not fully human, not fully alien, a voice, calm, cold, male, saying, let it evolve, let it remember. Then, fire, alarms, people, running, shadows melting into the walls. Liam gasped and pulled away. His head throbbed. Blood dripped from his nose. He looked at her. What was that? The ruin is alive, she said. What sleeps below wants to be known, and it used me to show it. She tilted her head. You are human. It remembers your kind best. He stumbled to his feet, dizzy, breathing hard. This place is a tomb. No, she said, stepping onto the platform. It is a door. The symbols around them lit up. Not blue this time, not red. White pure, blinding light, bursting from cracks in the stone. Liam shielded his eyes. What are you doing? Showing you the truth, she replied. The light pulsed once, and then everything went dark. Pitch black. No sound. No breath. Liam couldn't even hear his own heartbeat. It was like the world had paused. And then came the whisper. Liam, his name. Soft, familiar. To familiar. His mother's voice. But she died 5 years ago. Liam, come home. What is this? He shouted into the darkness. Get out of my head. You left us. Liam, why did you leave Earth? Why did you abandon me? Stop it. You touched the tail. Now the tail touches you. The darkness bent and stretched. Faces formed in the air. Old friends. Dead crewmates. Himself, staring back, hollow-eyed and broken. Liam curled into a ball, screaming, and then hands. Real ones. She was pulling him out. The light returned, slow and warm. They stood at the edge of the platform. The white glow faded. Silence returned, but this time different. The pressure was gone. It's testing you, she said, seeing if you can carry what comes next. What comes next? Liam coughed, wiping blood from his lips. Nightmares, voices, truth, she said, and choice. He looked around the ruins, his legs still shaking. Why me? Why now? I was just sent to gather plant samples. She stepped closer. Because someone on your ship already knew. Someone sent you here not to study, but to remember. Liam's eyes widened. Who? She turned and pointed. There, in the broken metal remains of the outpost wall, was a half-buried CRYO pod. Liam ran to it, wiping away dust and dirt. The glass was cracked, but intact. Inside was a human, in full explorer suit. The insignia showed. The same mission team as Liam's. He looked closer. His throat went dry. This is Commander Voss, he said. He went missing 2 weeks before we landed. They said he died in an atmospheric storm. No, she said coldly. He was sent ahead as the first offering. Liam stared in horror. Offering to what? The alien woman touched the pod. To the one who speaks, she said. The one your ancestors woke. The one your command still tries to control. Liam backed up. What does it want? Her eyes locked onto his, a body, a voice, a way back, to your world. A distant thunder echoed from the far end of the ruins. The earth groaned, and somewhere below, something moved, not crawling, rising. The enemy beneath Asterisk, the ground did not just shake. It groaned down like something deep under the surface was stretching for the first time in centuries. Bone against stone, memory against time. Liam stood frozen beside the cracked cryopod of Commander Voss, staring into the half-preserved face of a man who should have been buried, not waiting. We need to leave, Liam said, his voice dry, weak. Whatever's waking up, we can't be here when it gets out. But she didn't move. The alien woman, still nameless, stood perfectly. Still, her tail lifted slightly, twitching. Her golden eyes stared past the ruins toward the source of the rumble, a sunken pit beyond the far edge of the ruin, overgrown with black roots. Her expression was not fear, it was recognition. It remembers you two, she said quietly. Now, it's listening. Liam took a step back. What is it? She finally looked at him. Not a god, not a demon. It is your mirror, the part your kind buried, the part they tried to forget. Light flickered across the ruin again, only this time, not from the stones, from below. A deep red pulse, like a heartbeat, rising from the pit ahead. Liam's breath caught. We're not standing on ruins, he realized. We're standing on a prison. You're standing, she corrected. I was born from its shadow. Liam stared at her. What does that mean? But she didn't answer. Instead, she walked toward the pit. The moment she stepped onto the cracked slope leading downward, the forest around them went silent again. Even the spores that floated in the air seemed to hold their breath. Liam hesitated, then followed. The pit opened wider the farther they walked, until they reached a massive circular platform, half buried under centuries of soil and ash. Carvings covered it, spirals, broken faces, and humanoid figures with empty holes where eyes should have been. In the center was a hatch. Ancient, sealed, humming. Liam's voice cracked. This can't still be powered. It's not powered, she said. It's feeding. A sharp click echoed across the platform. Liam turned and saw the cryopod light up behind them, a blinking green signal pulse from it. Wireless, encrypted. His stomach dropped. That's a remote beacon. Someone just activated it. Your command, she said. They know I found this place. They've always known. Liam rushed back to the pod, slapping the controls, trying to shut it off. They lied to us. They didn't send us to explore. They sent us to see if the prison still held. The cryopod's signal flashed faster and then transmitted something. Far below. The hatch opened. Not fully. Just enough for a sound to rise out. It wasn't a scream. It was a language. Deep, wet, broken, and layered. It wasn't meant for ears. It was meant for minds. Liam fell to his knees, clutching his head. Images burst behind his eyes. Cities burning, skies cracking, human bodies reshaping into other things, screaming without mouths. Make it stop, he shouted. But she stood tall, unshaken. And then the voice changed. It became a whisper. Only for her. She blinked, flinched. Double quotes. No, she said aloud. He is not yours. She turned to Liam and grabbed his shoulder hard. Get up, now. He gasped, eyes wide. It spoke to me. It knows my name. It knows everyone's name, she said. But it wants yours most of all. Liam stood on shaking legs. Why me? Her eyes were full of something he hadn't seen before. Fear, because you are empty, she said. Liam stared. What? You're mine, she explained. You came here unprepared, unguarded. No memory of this place. No knowledge of what lies beneath. And yet, you are still here, still standing. That makes you the perfect door. Liam's hands trembled. So it wants to take me? She nodded, slowly, and then added, but only if you open. He turned toward the hatch. The red glow had stopped. The voice was gone, but the silence that followed was worse. Like it was waiting for him to speak back. Liam looked at her again. How did you survive? This place, she hesitated. And then said, because I wasn't born. I was grown. Liam froze. What? She stepped closer, her expression calm, but no longer cold. One of your scientists stayed behind. She refused to leave when the others ran. She had already taken a sample, something from below, mixed with her own DNA. She wanted to build something that could survive the end. Liam whispered, you're her daughter. I am her answer, she said, and now you must decide what kind of human you want to be. The kind who runs, or the kind who stays. Suddenly, a voice behind them, metal boots, a radio crackled. Doctor, Liam Cole, this is Captain Brain of UEC Retrieval. Stand down and step away from the alien. You are under command custody. Liam turned slowly. 5 soldiers in black exosuits aimed rifles at him. The insignia on their shoulders wasn't standard. Private division. You sent me here. Liam said. Captain Brain didn't respond. She simply stepped forward. You activated the signal. Liam said. You wanted to wake up. Correction, Brain said. We want you to wake it up. The soldiers advanced. Liam stepped back toward the alien woman. She didn't flinch. You have one chance, Brain said. Come with us. Cooperate, or we take what we need from your corpse. Liam looked at the hatch. Then at her. Then at the men. And he said, then you'll have to shoot me. The soldiers raised their rifles, but before they could fire, the hatch burst open. A massive wave of heat and light exploded upward. Red mist shot into the sky. The soldiers screamed. Blinded. From the pit, a shape began to rise. Dark, shifting, formless, and yet familiar, like the outline of a man, stretched by centuries of madness. It whispered, I remember you. Liam turned to the alien woman. Tell me how to stop it. Her eyes narrowed. You don't. She reached into the red light and dragged him. In the betrayal asterisk, the light swallowed him whole. Liam felt his body stretch and collapse at the same time, like falling through 1,000 memories that weren't his. Images flickered around him. Human cities floating in space. Alien children playing beneath red suns. Weapons being fired inside glass domes. And one unshakable image, a creature with no face, standing in a pool of blood, whispering to itself, in every language ever spoken. When Liam opened his eyes, he wasn't in the ruins anymore. He was inside something. Not a room, not a tunnel. A womb. Walls pulsed around him, wet and breathing. Red mist filled the air, and beneath his boots, the ground was soft and warm. It was like walking on flesh. Ahead, the alien woman waited, her skin glowing faintly. Her tail curled like a question mark. Where are we? Liam asked, heart racing. Inside what your kind left behind, she said. This is the core of it, the place where the voice sleeps. Why did you bring me here? So you could see the truth before it takes you. Liam didn't know what that meant. He followed her deeper. They passed strange shapes growing from the walls. Not machines. Not quite living either. Hybrids, twisted limbs, faces without skulls. Spines that floated in glowing liquid. Some were still breathing. Liam stared in horror. Are those human? She nodded. Early attempts. Failed vessels. The mind inside them rejected the shell. Liam swallowed hard. What mind? The one below, she said. The one they created and then locked away. You keep saying they. You mean Earth Command? She stopped walking. Then slowly turned. Double quotes. No, Liam, she said. I mean us. Before he could respond, a door opened behind them, or maybe the wall, just split apart, and standing there was Commander Voss. Alive, awake. And smiling. Welcome back, Voss said. Liam froze. You were in the cryopod. You were dead. Not dead, Voss said, waiting. He stepped forward, his body wrapped in a hybrid exosuit, half alien, half human tech, fused into his skin. Liam backed up. This doesn't make sense. You disappeared during orbit. I volunteered, Voss said. Someone had to prepare the interface. Someone had to make sure the voice had a translator. Liam shook his head. You're working with it. Working? Voss laughed softly. No, I am it. Liam felt his legs weaken. What the hell are you saying? The alien woman stepped between them. He gave himself willingly, she said. Let the voice inside. Now he is no longer fully himself. And Liam, Voss said, smiling wider. Neither. Are you? Liam blinked. What? Voss raised a hand. A pulse hit Liam's chest. Not physical, not pain, just recognition. His skin burned. His vision blurred. He collapsed to his knees, gasping. Images burst behind his eyes again. But these weren't history. They were his. A childhood with no clear faces. A university where he always felt watched. A job offer that came without an interview. A file marked Subject 12C. Implanted memory set successful. He screamed. No. Voss knelt beside him. You were never sent to study this planet, he said. You were sent to merge with it. What are you talking about? Liam shouted. I'm human. You were. Voss said. But they changed that long ago. You're a carrier now, part human, part vessel. Liam turned to the alien woman, rage and betrayal in his eyes. You knew. She looked away. I suspected. Why didn't you tell me? Because if I had, she said softly, you might have rejected the truth, and then it would have taken you by force. Liam stood, shaking. So I'm just a tool. Another puppet. No, Voss said. You're a choice. He pointed behind him, where a platform rose from the floor, a throne, surrounded by pulsing veins. The voice wants a body, Voss said, a perfect one, not corrupted by fear, not twisted by rage, something it can shape and love. And if I refuse, Liam asked. Voss shrugged. Then it chooses someone else, maybe your crew, maybe your planet. Liam's fist clenched. You want me to give myself up willingly? We don't want anything, Voss said. This has already happened. Everything since your birth was part of its plan. Liam looked at the alien woman. Her expression had changed. She looked sad. You could have stopped this, he said. No, she whispered. But you still can. Voss turned sharply. He doesn't have a choice. He was made for this. Liam felt heat rise in his chest. Not fear, not confusion. Anger. Deep, old. His or someone else's. Didn't matter anymore. He looked down at his hands. They were glowing faintly now. White veins of energy pulsed under the skin. Voss smiled. It's waking up inside you. But Liam looked him in the eyes and said, then I'll tear it out. He grabbed a nearby spike of alien metal, sharp, humming, and plunged it into his own arm. The light burst outward. The scream that followed was not human. It echoed through the halls like 1,000 mouths crying at once. Voss staggered back. Clutching his head, the alien woman rushed to Liam, grabbing his shoulders. You heard it, she said. You pushed it back. Liam's body shook, blood pouring from his arm. You said it wanted to live through me, he gasped. Then maybe I can kill it from inside. Voss recovered, fury in his face now. You fool. You don't understand what you've done. Liam looked up at him, eyes glowing white. I finally do. The choice. Liam Cole could feel it burning inside him now. Not just pain, not just energy. A presence. It coiled behind his ribs like a second heart, whispering impulses instead of words. Sometimes it sounded like his own voice. Sometimes it sounded like nothing at all. He knelt in the middle of the throne chamber, his wounded arm wrapped in the alien woman's cloth. She worked in silence, her golden eyes watching his every breath. Is it dying? He asked, voice low. No, she said. It's waiting. For what? For you to surrender. Liam looked up at the ceiling. A dome made of writhing, organic matter, pulsing with light. The air inside the ancient structure had grown dense, almost liquid, like time had slowed around them. It wants me to give in, he said. Why doesn't it just take control? Because you're still choosing, she replied. That's the key. His jaw clenched. So if I choose wrong, she didn't finish. But he understood. A voice cracked through the chamber, this time from above. Not the voice inside him, but one from outside. Liam Cole, this is UEC command. Respond immediately. Your biosignature indicates fusion activity. You are in breach of containment protocol. Liam's eyes widened. They'd found him. A retrieval ship has been dispatched to your location. If you are still in control of your body, confirm now. Don't answer, the alien woman warned. Liam stood shakily, staring at the pulsing walls. They might help. No, she said. They want to finish what they started. He turned to her. You said I still have a choice, but if they take me, they won't take you. She cut him off. They'll dismantle you, harvest whatever is left behind. How do you know? Because I was born from one of their harvests, she said bitterly, and I remember. Outside, the earth rumbled again. Liam could feel the retrieval ship landing above the ruins, heavy, military grade, not for rescue, for containment. 2 minutes later, they arrived. 5 soldiers, to scientists in white suits. 1 commander, not Brain this time. Director Holden. Liam recognized the face instantly. Head of the Cradle Division, Liam's old boss. The man who'd smiled when he approved Liam's mission papers. Stand down. Drive. Cole, Holden said over the comms, stepping into the chamber with a full armed escort. You're compromised. Let us help you. You don't know what's inside you. Liam laughed darkly. And you do. We built it. Holden said. Calmly. We buried it, and we trained you to find it again. Liam stared, disbelief turning to rage. You sent me here to awaken it. Halden nodded, and now you have. We thank you for your service. He turned to the soldiers. Terminate the hybrid. Secure the subject. Guns raised toward the alien woman. She didn't flinch. Liam stepped. In front of her. You'll have to shoot me first. Halden sighed. Liam, don't be sentimental. She is not like you. She is a contaminant. A test result. Liam's hands began to glow again, but this time, he didn't resist the power. He welcomed it, and the walls answered. A shockwave burst from the chamber floor, throwing the soldiers back, their weapons short-circuited. Halden stumbled, shielding, his eyes from the sudden white light flooding from Liam's body. What are you doing? Halden screamed. Liam's voice echoed, layered, strange, choosing. The chamber came alive. Veins of light cracked across the ruins. The prison systems awakened fully, not for invasion, but for release. The alien woman stood beside him now, glowing faintly herself. You're merging, she whispered. Liam nodded, but not the way they wanted. Outside, the retrieval ship opened fire, targeting the ruins. Liam turned his hand upward, and the ground responded. Vines burst through the soil, wrapping the ship, dragging it down like a living trap. Metal groaned. Systems failed. No escape. Liam looked at Halden. You spent your whole life building prisons, he said, but you never understood what lives inside them. Halden tried to raise a pistol, but it melted in his hand. Liam's eyes were pure white now. His voice was still his, but deeper. The voice, he said, I hear it. I understand it. Then control it. Halden shouted. Don't let it win. It doesn't want to win, Liam said quietly. It wants to belong. He turned to the alien woman. All this time, we've treated it like a monster. She nodded. Because that's what you were trained to see. And you? He asked. I was trained to survive, she said, but I chose to feel instead. Liam raised his hand again. Above the ruins, the skies opened, not from weather, but from memory. A beam of light shot upward, carrying data, thought, identity. Liam was transmitting. But not to command. To all of Earth. His voice echoed into satellites, stations, colonies across the galaxy. My name is Liam Cole. I was born to be a key. I was trained to be a weapon. But I chose to be human. The thing beneath this world is not your enemy. Your fear is. Your silence is. Your obedience is. I've seen what we're capable of. Both horror and hope. And if this is humanity's future, let it begin with the truth. Halden collapsed. Defeated. The retrieval crew fled, and Liam collapsed. His body shook violently. The light dimmed. The chamber went silent. She caught him in her arms. You did it, she whispered. You chose. He looked up at her. His voice was faint. Is it over? No, she said. But now it begins on your terms, far away, in orbit. 1,000 signals flared across human territory. Some in awe. Some in fear. Some preparing for war. But one message repeated through the void. He chose. The tail end. Liam Cole drifted between worlds. Not space. Not memory. Not even time. He was inside something older than stars, a place made of thoughts, not matter. Emotions here had gravity, memories had shape, identity was liquid, and in the center of it all, it waited. Not a monster, not a god, not a machine. Just a presence, ancient, incomplete, lonely. Liam didn't run from it now. He walked toward it. As he did, the thing began to change, reflect him. A shape emerged, his own, same eyes, same face, but empty. You are not ready, the voice said. Maybe not, Liam replied, but I'm not afraid of you anymore. I am not your enemy. No, Liam said. You're the part of us we tried to forget. The part that knew pain. The part that questioned orders. The part that remembered everything done in the name of survival. Liam reached out, and the voice didn't resist. It flowed into him like light into water, not consuming, but becoming. He felt his heart beat again. His lungs fill, his eyes open, and he awoke. Above ground. The forest had returned, but different. Greener, brighter, alive. The alien woman knelt beside him, her hand resting lightly on his chest. You came back, she whispered. Liam sat up slowly. Wasn't sure I would. You almost didn't. He looked at his hands, glowing faintly, still not fully human. What am I now? He asked. She looked at him, then gently touched his tail. Liam flinched, then laughed softly. This time, she smiled. Still you, she said, just more. But peace doesn't last long when fear rules the skies. The stars above began to move. Earth's fleets had arrived, hundreds of ships, dozens of weapons platforms, black silhouettes with blinking red eyes. They didn't answer transmissions. They didn't wait. They're going to burn it all, Liam said, watching from a ridge above the ruins. They think I've been taken over. They're not wrong, she said. He looked at her. She corrected herself gently. Just not the way they fear. Liam activated the core within his chest. It pulsed, brighter than before. He could feel the ancient systems beneath the planet still connected to him. The voice, now part of him, whispered again, "You can leave. We can escape. Rise past them. Go where they cannot follow." Liam shook his head. "No, I'm not running. They will kill you. Maybe. But if they do, let it be because I chose not to become a weapon." Earth Command opened a wide band. Channel, Dr. Liam Cole. You are ordered to stand down. Surrender the host's body. This world is under sterilization protocol. Liam responded, "This world is alive, and I am not your property anymore." A pause. "Then, you leave us no choice." The sky lit up with burning white streaks, planetary-grade rail fire. The first wave of strikes aimed not at Liam, but at the forest, the ruins, and her. He made his choice in that instant. He didn't run. He rose. The ruins exploded upward, forming a shield of stone and root around the blast zone. Liam lifted from the ground, not with jets, but with will. He flew into the sky, glowing like a white comet, intercepting the next salvo with his body. The impact should have vaporized him, but the fusion inside him absorbed it. Turned fire into light. Turned death into life. He didn't fight back with weapons. He sent a pulse across all command channels and showed them what he saw. He opened his mind and shared everything: the experiments, the betrayals, the lives left behind, the voice that only wanted to exist, the truth. Across the fleets, soldiers fell silent. Some cried, some dropped their weapons, but not all. Some still fired. Liam hovered above the planet, torn between mercy and retaliation. The alien woman's voice echoed through his mind now. "You are more than either, more than weapon or victim, so be something new." Liam drew power from the planet's core, not to destroy. To build. Beneath him, the ground reshaped. A tower formed, ancient and modern, human and alien, light and root. A monument. A beacon. Broadcasting one message across every frequency, every language. We are not enemies. We are not experiments. We are the future you feared, and we forgive you. One by one, the ships left orbit. Some in silence. Some in shame. Others stayed, not to fight. To watch, to learn. Weeks passed. The world began to heal. Not just Orcs 9, but the story of humanity. Liam didn't return to Earth. He stayed, a guardian, a bridge, a myth. One night, beneath a quiet sky, he and the alien woman sat beside the stream where they had first met. She leaned against him. "You were a coward once," she said, teasing. "Still am," he said, "but I'm learning." She laughed softly. Liam looked at her tail and gently touched it again. This time, she didn't snarl. She pured. The stars above shimmered with the light of something new. Not war, not fear, but possibility. And Liam whispered into the night, "Maybe being human means choosing not to be a monster, even when you could be one." The end.